Hey everybody, welcome to the Realistic Prepper. This is show number 9. We're practically professionals at this stuff now, and
Approaching the double digits.
approaching the double digits. I'm Jack McLean. There's my co-host David Banther. How are you doing today, David?
I'm doing all right. Our brief winter in Florida has finished. We're approaching highs of 84 degrees in the afternoon. So, what is your high there currently, Jack?
I believe we're up in the 60s today.
Damn,
Actually,
that's a heat wave for
it
you.
is a heat wave compared to the way it's been being. It's a little soggy up here. It's been raining for the past 2 days, but I'm not going to complain. I'll trade a little sogginess for 60-degree
I hear
temperatures,
that. I hear that.
especially after those teens and single digits we had a couple of weeks ago.
No, thank you.
That's brutal. This is that make you sick kind of weather. Is what it is.
Yeah, this is why I'm glad in Florida we're kind
Kind of evened out.
of past our one-day winter we had in February.
Oh yeah, it did drop. It did drop down into the 30s there for about a
It,
day or
it,
two.
it
Didn't
did. It was a rough night, Jack. I had to get all my preps out. Had to get every winter prep I had out.
Oh, you suck. I'm just saying. All right, so guys, today what we're going to be talking about is EDC, and it's a really popular, really hot topic here, especially on YouTube. Uh, uh, people, everybody has an opinion on what a person's EDC should be, and it's never going to be the same for two different people. It's always going to be different depending on who you are, what you do, where you're located, your climate, your environment, your mode of dress. Someone that works in an office, their EDC is going to be different from someone who works construction, is going to be different from somebody else. So it's a very personal thing, and I think that's one reason why it's a very popular topic here on YouTube, because nobody's EDC is the same, and we can all look at each other's EDC and get some good ideas, I think. What are your thoughts on it, Dave?
I love EDC videos. In fact, I've been saying for a long time now. I mean, I think men on Instagram with their EDC photos, which I love and post, are worse than women. Anything we can make fun of them for doing. I just love seeing what people have. I mean, I was into EDC before I knew what EDC. Truthfully, I got into prepping long before I knew what EDC was, and
Right.
I've always, I guess, I don't know if it's the Eagle Scout, the Boy Scout in me, but I've always been told, this be prepared mindset. I know I have a knife on me, basic tools, what I need. I never really knew there was this culture behind it, and once I discovered that culture here on YouTube and over on Instagram, Jack, I know you're not big on Instagram, but it's huge over there. I mean, I really, because I get ideas, I see what other people are carrying, and I think you're right when you say that your EDC, I mean, there is no, this is what you carry, and everyone, it varies by individual, by your job, by your size, by what you enjoy doing. So, but it's cool to learn. I like to watch a bunch of videos on EDC, look at a bunch of pictures online. I kind of take from here and take from there and develop my system. And I say my EDC this month might not be my EDC next month because
Right.
it's always going to be
It's a very dynamic thing.
my. I don't know if your wife does this, Jack. My wife calls it my toys. Now, she don't call it my toys when she needs them, okay?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I remember one day I was rushed out of the house. It was like one of those mornings, and I forgot everything pretty
Right.
much. And I hollered to her. I'm like, I'm gonna come back around on the street. I need you to meet me outside with all this stuff. She goes, yes, I will bring all your toys out to the car for you. And I'm like, those are not toys. I got one of those things, but it's just fun. It's just fun to see what other people have.
Right, and the thing is, like you said, people will look at you funny, and I know they do me. They kind of pick on me when they see what all I carry in my pockets and what
Hmm.
all and I used to be that way when I was that guy when I was in my teens. Uh, I would pick on my dad because
Hmm.
my dad was like he was prepping before prepping was cool, okay, and he was one of those people. He kept everything he owned in his pockets. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure he did, and I picked on him about it. I'm like, man, everything you own, you carry it around with you, and your pockets are bulging like like you're a chipmunk storing up for the winter or something. And but I mean, he had a point. Now he didn't necessarily go about his EDC the best, most efficient way he could have, but there was times when he would have something that nobody else in the group would have, just because that's the type of person he was. And it's the same thing with me. There's been times when people needed something, and they won't pick on you about your toys when they need something you have. It's
Exactly. It's
amazing
like
how
I
that
said,
works.
any group we're in, I'm sure it's the same with you, Jack, is that people know, oh, if you need a Tylenol, go see David. You need a pair of scissors, go see David. Your
Right,
iPhone's dead, go see David.
right,
And that's, so I just, to people that don't, and we got to separate my bag that I carry and what's on my person. Those are kind of separate. But I just kind of call it, with people that don't understand it, I'm like, this is like my MacGyver bag or my GI Joe bag, or so they kind of get, oh yeah, I understand what you do. But I think, Jack, a lot of too, what can help with your EDC, keeping the topic now to what's on our person, is your clothing choices. I think that's big. I'm sure we'll touch on that in this podcast. But your clothing choices can dictate, clothing and climate, which we're going to talk about, can dictate what you carry.
Well, let's be clear about that, and you touched on it just then. What we're talking about today, guys, is not it's not what we carry in our vehicle. It's not what's in our bug out / get home bag. This is what we have on our bodies at pretty much at all times, unless we're sleeping or in the shower or something like that, or swimming. That we're going to have the majority of this stuff on us most of the time. So this is stuff that we can immediately access. And the get home bag, that's a whole nother podcast. What we're going to carry in our cars and the stuff that we travel with, that's a whole different episode right there. And we could literally spend dozens of episodes just on that. But today, it's what we actually carry on our person. And like you said, your climate and your location is going to dictate. For instance, where you're at in Florida, you're going to be more limited. In my mind, now I may be wrong, but I would think you would be more limited what you can actually carry on your body than I would be.
Exactly, Jack. The days I wear a jacket are maybe less than 20 days out of the year, and the days of those days I wear the jacket all day is maybe 5 days out of the year,
right.
And I'm here in Tampa Bay. And I'm a bigger guy, so what I can conceal is limited. So the system I use to kind of help in that is, first off, is like I said, clothing. I recommend guys out there check out, and there's other brands that make good ones too. The 511, I think they're just called tactical shorts. I'm wearing them right now. If I look good at it, I would get them a model for you, but I'm not going to do that, Jack. Don't worry. They're really cool shorts. My wife, who is the opposite of tactical, likes them. She says they look good on you. I have a tan pair and a black pair, and they look like just nice cargo shorts. In fact, I think they look a little bit dressier than cargo shorts, but they got pockets hidden every which way, pockets made for knives, even has a pocket made for a magazine. So it helps you make that system when you're limited by your climate and your size, where you're able to carry more. Rather, when I wear my dress jeans to work, typically to work, I'll wear dress jeans and a button-down shirt untucked, so I can carry my in the waistband holster. But even then, in my pockets, most dress jean pockets are not made for lots of stuff in them, right. And usually I'm limited pocket knife, and maybe if I can squeeze a flashlight in there. So that's how I get around my limitations. I kind of use my clothing as the foundation for my EDC.
Right, and I think it's important that first off, what you have to do, in my opinion. You have to be sensible with your EDC, and I know some people, like I was telling you about my dad. He had everything that he ever owned in his pockets. Wasn't real sensible necessarily about the way he carried it. I think you have to be sensible. There are certain things that you're going to need, and there are certain things that you will be in a bad way if you need it and you don't have it. Okay, and then there's certain things you can probably get by without. That's why we say it's a very personal thing, because you have to sit down and you have to make that decision for yourself. And what is going to be right for me is not going to be right for David. What's going to be right for David is not going to be right for the next guy necessarily. You have to make that decision, and then you have to base it around, like David said, how you dressed, what you can get away with carrying. Is it going to be uncomfortable? I know a lot of people, they'll load their set, it's like, oh, this is a good idea to carry, and that's a good idea, and I want to carry one of these, and I want to carry one of these. And by the time they're done, they got 30 pounds of gear hanging off their pockets and in their jacket. And it's like, you can't even be comfortable like that. Now, I understand there's a certain trade-off between being prepared and being comfortable. Carrying a gun, for instance, is not exactly the most comfortable thing you can do, but it wasn't designed to be. It was designed, as Clint Smith at Thunder Ranch says, carrying a weapon is designed to be comforting, not comfortable.
But I tell you what, Jack, that's very true. But and when when at the end of this video, we're doing some show and tell that we have filmed individually of what we carry. The holster I have, the in the waistband holster, which is made by Brad, I think Bratta. I never heard of them until I bought it at the gun range. Guys, I'm a big guy. Okay, I have a belly. I wear if my belly's 12 o'clock, I wear that at about 4 o'clock, and I can feel it. I have it on, but barely. Now it's a Glock 42. It's not a huge gun. It's a 380. But if you get the right holster, and it's all about that holster. You get the right holster, Jack. You can be very comfortable. You will know it's there, but you can be comfortable.
Oh, no doubt. I'm just saying, there has to be a certain trade-off where a certain level of comfort versus a certain level of preparedness.
Exactly, and I would say more so. There are clothing that I would like to wear, but I don't because it does not fit with my system, and my system is more important to me than
Exactly.
the type of clothes I wear.
Exactly, and that's the same thing with me. People kind of pick on me about. They're like, you never change your style of dress. You always wear jeans and a t-shirt. Like pretty much.
Where's there to wear?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you see me out, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. If you see me in the summer, I'm either wearing cargo shorts, blue jean shorts, and a t-shirt. And I never change that mode of dress. And people, they tend to pick on me about it because I'm not with the latest, the latest style, the latest fashion. My wife, I'm glad you mentioned your wife is anti-tactical.
Yeah.
That's my wife 100%. Like everything that is tactical, she's not.
Yeah.
So she's the world's worst about picking on me about what I wear. But it's like, well, I wear this because, one, it's comfortable, and two, look, I got this pocket here. I can put my stuff here. I can put my stuff there. It doesn't look the greatest. I'm not the coolest, most in-style guy out there. But you know what? When I need something, I usually have it with me. And to me, that's more important than looking good. I'd rather look good than be standing out there freezing and unprepared. I'm just saying.
And I say this, if you know me, well, I don't claim to be the ugliest person in the world. I'm not running for Mr. America or no supermodel status. So to me, you are
working on that Seth Rogen lookalike
apparently, to your daughter and everyone else on YouTube, I look like Seth Rogen, which I think is an insult to Seth Rogen. But no, I just to me. I pick the proper clothing. I make that clothing the foundation because I think your EDC, what you carry on you when we're talking about prepping and putting it in that context of prepping, that is your foundation. That is zone 1, layer 1, whatever you want to call it, because it's on your body. It's not in your bag, in your truck, in your bunker. If you go that extreme, you probably don't watch the show. But so it's like it's a real important first layer to have. So to me, that's kind of how I pick what I carry.
And you're not always like you said it. I mean, you said it 100%. You're not always going to be where you want to be. You can't always dictate where you're going to be at any given moment. So you don't know if you're going to be around your stuff. There's situations where I'm not going to be around my car, therefore I'm not going to have my get-home bag. Maybe I'm in a building, I can't get to my vehicle for whatever reason. I have a lot of stuff on me, and I'm prepared. That, like you said, that is your first layer right there. And that being said, as far as, we were talking about the weather and the climate dictating. Me personally, I love wintertime. I love it. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I hate the 10-degree temperatures, whatever, in the teens. I hate that. But I absolutely love being able to wear a jacket and being able to carry more stuff and more goodies with me.
I envy you for that. If I lived in a climate, which I did back in college, but I wasn't into that much at that point, I would be G.I. Joe under that jacket if I had that opportunity. I would be like, this jacket's staying on.
Well, pretty much from October until, I would say, about another week, pretty much from October until March, it's jacket wearing weather. And I'm not talking about a heavy coat. I'm talking about anywhere from a light windbreaker to a heavy overcoat. You're going to be wearing some kind of layer over the top of whatever it is you have on for those months. And I love it. Just the fact that I can get away with carrying a bigger gun. I can get away with carrying more ammunition. I can carry more stuff on me, and it's great. Now, during the summer, when I'm down to shorts and a t-shirt, I have to peel it down significantly. And I'm looking at just a few items, and anything more than that, and I walk around looking like I got this, what is it, the Batman belt.
Yes, the Batman belt.
Yeah, I don't want to
Spectre Gadget belt.
Exactly. I don't want to look like that. So, anything more than that, and you like I said, you really have to work around your clothing and what you carry. And I figure what we'll do here is I'll just show a few things that I carry on me. Stuff that I have on me right now that I've taken off and laid on the table. This is stuff that I carry every day. What I'm wearing today is jeans, a t-shirt, and I'll be wearing a jacket when I go out because it's raining. But this is stuff that I carry on me every single day. And start off with the boring stuff, and then we'll get into the good stuff real quick. I will, like David said, we will go back over. I'm going to have a more in-depth, more detailed EDC video at the end of this, and so is David. They're going to be maybe 5 minutes apiece. So anyone who's listening to the audio-only podcast, if you want to go to our YouTube video, go to the Realistic Prepper on YouTube. We'll have this whole video in its entirety. The last 10 minutes is just going to be show and tell. Mm-hmm. So first thing, chapstick. It's always in my pocket. I'm fine unless I don't have my chapstick, and then my lips instantly turn to chalk and fall off. So I have to have my chapstick handy. Second thing I carry in my pocket is my EDC flashlight. This is just a stream light, 2 CR123 batteries. It's 250 lumens. Always carry a flashlight with me everywhere I go, no matter what I have on. My tactical knife. This is a Emerson Mini Commander. Not the cheapest knife out there. If you can find them now, they're about $300. But just a really good tactical blade. Can it be pressed into utility like we talked about in our knife video? Of course it can. I mean, it can be you can cut whatever you need to with it, but it's meant to be a dedicated tactical blade. Next up, and some people will pick on me about this, I really don't care. Next up is just a little bit lighter. I don't smoke. I don't hang around people that smoke generally, but I carry a lighter on me. You never
Smart.
Well, you never know. You never know when you're going to need fire. You never know when you're going to need to burn off.
Fire's number one. That's basic 101, Jack.
Basic
that ain't
101.
Yeah.
So, and it's one of those little mini lighters. This is like $1 at the Dollar Tree down here. And, I mean, it's just, it's real small. It's so flat it fits in your pocket. You never even know it's there. Next up, this right here has saved my butt more than once. And what it is, you can get this off Amazon. It's just actually, it's a generic SoundLogic XT. If you see there, it's got the USB cable, and it's got the micro USB. And basically what you do is you just take your phone cable, and I keep one of those in my pocket also. Attach it, plug it into your phone, and it will get your battery back up to about 90. You can have about 10%. It'll get you back up to 90% in about 30 to 45 minutes.
Nice.
So it really comes in handy to be able to actually have your phone in your pocket charging while it's there. And that's one of those things, like I said, if you're away from your vehicle. I also have everybody's got a car charger. But what if I'm not around my vehicle and I need to charge my phone up? So there you go. Next thing is just my wallet. Now I don't carry a traditional wallet anymore because I started to develop back problems. And the doctor actually told me, if you'll not carry your wallet, because I had one of these thick, I guess, old man billfolds, right?
Yeah.
And I had to stop carrying it because it was causing me some back issues. So I got this little money clip style wallet here. Your bills clip on the back here, your cards on the front. It's got a little pouch here. And I just have, my basic credit cards here, debit card, a little bit of cash. I don't carry a lot of cash on me. I just don't. This is bait money right here in case I have to throw it out at somebody, basically. So that's my bait money. And then what everybody's probably more interested in. This is my EDC gun here. This is a Car K9 9mm. Yes, it is loaded, by the way.
Don't you get folks that crap their pants if you don't clear it on the video?
I hate that.
I don't. If you can't properly carry your gun, don't show it.
It is loaded. It is chambered. It's loaded with Corbon 115 grain jacket at Hollow Point Plus P's. I carry it in a Blade Tech. This is an outside the waistband holster, as you can see here. And I also have spare ammunition that I carry in a Blade Tech single mag pouch here. This is Kydex. This is where I carry my spare ammo in. And I carry this this on my weak side hip. My firearm I actually carry on my strong side hip, like you said, about 4 o'clock position.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this is my EDC. This is what I have with me pretty much every day. Of course, I have assorted cough drops and medications and stuff like that. I won't bore you with that now, but I carry a little pill bottle with me. I carry 2 or 3 Tums, some headache medication, some anti-diarrhea medication, and just carry that in a little pill bottle, and it stays with me at all times. Some caffeine pills, because you never know.
Nice.
And that's just, that's a quick glimpse at my everyday carry right there, what I'll have on my body. If you should see me out at any point, this is what I'm going to have on me. Nice.
Well, mine varies, and as Jack knows, I kind of augment mine with a messenger bag. Well, it's bag of the week for me. I'm very much into my EDC bag, which has an expanded version. It's almost a mini get-home bag compared to the one in my truck, but I'll show you what I carry on my person, and you'll get more detail in the video we're going to be doing. This is a Benchmade grip Tillion knife. And I got this. This is the kind.
It's a nice knife.
I think we showed this in the knife video, Jack. Yeah. This is the one, as I told you, it's kind of not custom made like the parts, but you can go to the website Benchmade and pick out the colors and the kind of blade. Right. So this is not my daily driver. I have a Spyderco knife. I have a Benchmade triage knife that I absolutely love. So but always have a cutting instrument on me at all times. This is a Streamlight Stylus Pro flashlight. Now, flashlights, I don't carry one 24/7. Do I have one within 5 feet of me at all times? Yes. I carry one on me. I did today for the purposes of our video so I could show you. But if I'm going out at night, I have about 3 or 4 different ones that I'll choose from. I prefer this one. I'm not sure how many lumens it is. It's not terribly bright, but it's bright enough because this, again, this could fit in like a suit pocket and be fine. It's the size of a large pen. But a flashlight, as Jack always says, is very important to have. And I do have a larger flashlight I carry that has a more an edge. A serrated edge you could use as a weapon. And what I do with that when I'm in a situation where I cannot carry a knife, exactly. When I'm in a situation where I can't carry my knife or my gun, like I'm on a plane, government building, city hall, whatever, I'll typically carry a flashlight, which nobody ever has a problem with, and one that can be used more as an improvised weapon if you had to defend yourself or others.
Does that Streamlight, it has a pocket clip on it, correct?
Yeah, it does. It's done pretty well so far. I do have a smaller one that's kind of meant to go on your hat. Right. That did stretch out, unfortunately. So most of the time, I'm just carrying this one.
That's an important thing, guys. I mean, for people who are just getting into prepping, I know those little mini mag lights look really nice, those little AA mag lights. But I would definitely recommend you buy a good flashlight. Your good flashlight's going to start at about $50 and go up from there. Get one.
This is a mini mag light, folks. Right. It's a nice. I keep it here in my desk. But
they're nice to have around the office and around the house. But I would recommend if you're going to carry a flashlight on you, get one like David has or like I has with a pocket clip on it. That way, it's properly oriented in your pocket, and you know where it's at all times.
I hate things falling down in my pocket. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Another thing I do, Jack, before I forget, if I'm in a situation where I cannot have my EDC bag near me, which is rare. I can even pare it down where it's TSA approved. But I'm very much into the Altoid survival tin. I have one pre-made from ITS Tactical, and then I have one that I made myself that is more TSA friendly. And if I'm going to be out walking, if I'm in a group or something and I cannot carry a bag, I will take one of those tins, like you said, put medicine, a lighter, basic things that are allowed everywhere, and I'll keep that on me. That's like my mini survival kit. Right. So if my bag's not near me, that's what I do. So anyway, this is a tactical pen, a Gerber tactical pen, and why I like this one, first off, it's affordable, and Gerber's, people laugh at it. I kind of like the brand. It's not the best, no, but it's pretty good. Feels heavy, but it's not too awkward where you're going to get looks. At the very end, it has a little point tip for a puncturing or a glass breaker.
Is that aluminum or plastic?
No, this is aluminum. This is aluminum, and it has the point tip, the puncture tip at the end. I like it because it has the press button for the push button. Me and caps tend not to work out too well. I'm just very clumsy,
Right.
so I like the push button. Has a very sturdy clip, and just again, you can defend yourself with any kind of pen, but this one's going to cause some damage. I know, Jack, you just ordered a very nice tactical pen as well for that. I'm sure everybody wants. I do have my wallets on me, but for the sake of me not heave-hoeing out of this chair, you'll see my wallets in my video at the very end. What I carry is my Glock 42, and yes, it is loaded. This is a great weapon. I absolutely love it. I just love Glock to begin with. It is lightweight, and I love the 380 size of the most 380 guns for everyday carry. Because I work in a quasi-corporate environment, I cannot have anything that's at all bulging or noticeable. So the 380 is a comfortable caliber for me. I'm hoping to get actually my wife on board with that as well. And my holster I carry in, like I said, is my Brada in the waistband holster. And I tell you what, this thing is so comfortable, guys. And I got a belly on me. And I put this at about 4 o'clock, and it is extremely comfortable. Extremely comfortable. Let me reholster that.
We'll have links to all this. We'll have links to the Streamlight. I'm sure David can provide us with the Amazon links to his light, my light. Most likely, I can find the link to this this emergency charger here, and as well, you might want to provide a link to that holster too, David.
I will do my best to, yes. Right. And then I always keep a spare mag in I have a Black Hawk. Again, you'll see it in my video. It's attached to my belt, which is very hard to get off sitting down. But I carry a spare mag, and it's just a Black Hawk one mag holder. And also, Jack, and I think this is more of a new thing for me. I'm getting more into tactical belts. And now, when I say that, I don't mean like they don't look like police duty belts, but they help. If you have a sturdy belt, they really help support your system you're carrying.
Right.
Whatever you have attached to your belt, will sag your pants. And most belts you buy at Walmart, and there are higher quality belts you can buy that can do it. Most belts you buy are not meant to support a gun, a knife, and all that. So, and myself, because I got everything in the front, and I have no butt. I'm not ashamed to admit it. My belt is a very important accessory to me if I don't want to be showing my underwear to the whole public.
Right.
So, I can't have a regular belt and all my gear weighing it down, and everyone's seen my boxers walking down the street.
I would definitely recommend. I could not agree more, and I'm glad you brought that up. If you're going to carry, a weapon. Especially, if you're going to carry a dedicated handgun with a holster, everyday carry, definitely get a good gun belt. Get a dedicated gun belt. And like David said, these are not police-style duty belts.
No.
These are some good brands. You can get, there's Don Hume is a really good brand. Kramer makes some really good gun belts. Galco makes some really good gun belts. Do a search for... do a search for dedicated gun belts, and you're going to find there are several good brands out there. Now, they're not cheap. Let me go ahead.
No.
I'll go ahead and warn you now. Your good gun belts, your dedicated gun belts, are going to start at about the $75 to $80 range, and they're probably, you can go up to about the $300 to $400 range for some of these. But it's not a normal belt. It's very rigid. You don't have to go super wide. You can go with maybe 1.5 inches, inch and a quarter thick. That's what mine is. But the thing is, if you press these belts in, they won't bend on you. They conform to your waist, and you're talking about a very long life. I have had my gun belt since I was 25 years old, and now I'm 38 years old. That's how long I've had this Don Hume gun belt. So
I'm currently wearing an Uncle Mike's one, just as a typical lower end gun accessory brand. I have on order from John Willis over at SOE Gear. One of their famous.
They make awesome gear.
One of their famous belts. My buddy at the gun range had one. I saw it. I'm like, I want that.
Right.
So I got that on order. They take
Did you get the Cobra buckle?
Yes, I did.
The Cobra buckle is where it's at. I would highly recommend any of his gear. I would highly recommend any of his gear, especially the belt with the Cobra buckle.
Mm.
You can't get any better than that.
Just the sizing, be careful on, because usually with a belt, you know how usually with a belt you buy a size or two up. Their sizing, they always dictate buy the size that of the pant size you wear,
Right.
because theirs can expand out more, but they can't retract in.
Right.
So that's how they make their belts. But they take a long time to ship because they do so much orders, and they do military orders as well. So I'm patiently waiting for my SOE belt. I'm excited when that comes in. So I got that belt in tan, and I carry a black. My current Uncle Mike belt is black. Is that Uncle? Yeah, it's Uncle Mike's.
That's awesome though. But yeah, I would definitely recommend a high quality gun belt. And it needs to be if you're even thinking about carrying your firearm in a holster, high quality gun belt. First thing you need to get.
You have to, and I've learned. I didn't do that till just a few months ago.
It's going to make your life a lot easier.
It does. And lastly, and again, in my video at the end, you'll see my medical pouch and some more details. But Jack reminded me that keychains are included, and this is kind of my keychain. This is as big as I like it to get. It's on a Night Eyes carabiner. I got some shrink tubing here to kind of lock this one in where the keys are, and it has my keys, and I have 3 little goodies on here. This is a Nightcore flashlight, and it's actually you can recharge it with a USB cable. This is a Nightcore whistle, almost like a dog whistle, and then a Leatherman bruiser. So again, I'm trying not to look like a janitor, but I'm a bigger guy, so I can get away with a bigger keychain.
That's another thing too. Body size will dictate, and body proportions will definitely dictate how much stuff you can comfortably get away with carrying, and not look like you said like a janitor. I'm not exactly a small guy, so I can get away with carrying a little bit more on my keychain. I don't have my keychain with me today. There's a story behind that I won't get into. David knows.
Yes.
David knows. But on my keychain, it's not as well decked out as David's is. I have a pressure pad flashlight. It's just one of these little, it's got the single LED. It's maybe 30 lumens. It's not really meant for a tactical style light. What it's meant for is to be able to see how to unlock your car, be able to look in your bags and stuff like that, and light up the interior of your car if you need to. That's what it's more meant for. I also have it's on a carabiner. It's a little bit bigger than the one you have. It's just a good. If you get a carabiner, don't skimp on quality.
No, guys, you don't want that snapping off, and you're like, "Where's my keys?"
Exactly. Get you a good metal carabiner, and preferably one that locks, like David was talking about.
This is about as low as I would recommend to go, guys. As Night Eyes, I would not, and I've used the generic ones before. I'm guilty as charged, but this can carry up to 25 pounds. And not that I would ever carry that much on here, but Night Eyes, which you can find easily, Home Depot has them, or you can find them off of Amazon. That's about as low as I'd go in quality.
Right, and I have, like you said, I'm guilty of that as well. And I remember buying this little Walmart brand. It was a no-name brand. I bought it at the checkout. It was one of those impulse buys, and it was black aluminum. It was about that big, and yeah, it was rated. I think it was just like yours. It was rated for like 25 pounds, or whatever. Here's the problem with that: you're not going to have 25 pounds worth of stuff on it.
No.
That's true. But let me tell you what happened to me. I was sitting on a bench, and one of my keys got stuck in one of the holes of the bench. It's one of these metal benches with the grate, and I sat on it, and one of the keys got stuck in it, and I didn't know it. And when I stood up, it broke the carabiner. Because even though it would support 25 pounds, when me standing up, that's more than 25 pounds of pressure on it. It snapped it right off. Don't skip on quality, guys. This is stuff that you're going to be carrying on you every single day. It needs to be high quality. You may not use it that often, but it's going to be carried every day. And if you don't believe it, carry something on you for a few months and then look at how worn it is and how much actual wear and tear. If it's not a good high quality product, it's just not going to survive in your pocket that long.
No, I almost forgot Jack too. Though this is actually a brand new one I got. It's kind of big, but it's casual day here, so I wore it. It's a paracord bracelet. I've been wearing a paracord bracelet since 2010. Before you could buy them. My brother-in-law up in Seattle was a jail guard at the time, and his buddy in the jail was not an inmate, obviously. One of his fellow officers was making paracord bracelets, and I got one But paracord, you can easily unravel this. I think you probably got about 15 feet of paracord. This one might have a little bit more because it's big and has a little "Don't tread on me" thing on there for decoration. So I always know I have rope on my arm.
Now,
So
have you seen the have you seen the ones that are like that, but they have the entire survival kit built into them?
I have one. I have one on my back behind
Of
me.
course you do. Of course you do.
Of course, that was from, oh my, what was the company called, like Wazoo Survival Gear or something like that.
Well,
I
there's a
bought
couple
one
of
of their
different ones making them now, but
yeah,
that
the
was
one I
original.
bought, I wasn't. I was happy with it, but they didn't do a good job at securing the razor blade, which is an issue.
Wow.
And some other things just fell off. I had to return it for a warranty issue, which they were very good about. But you want to make sure you get one that is not the first time it's been on the market and keeps everything secure. They're awesome to have. I've always wanted to take one through TSA and see if I can get them through. Besides the razor blade, it's all TSA approved.
Right.
But you can get like a shaving razor through TSA. So I've always wanted to see if that would be TSA approved or not. But anyway, they're fun to have. But like this one, they usually are bulkier. So the people are going to notice what like you're wearing something more than just a little bracelet.
Right, and that's another thing too. I mean, when we talk about sensible EDC, you really want to keep it what is as low key as possible. And I don't know if anyone has ever heard the term the gray man, but that's kind of who you want to be in a SHTF type situation, whether you be at home or whether you be on an airplane or whether you be whatever. You want to be the gray man who doesn't really stand out. If you're standing there with a full tactical vest on and you look like G.I. Joe like you're talking
Yeah.
about, and you have stuff all over you, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. You want stuff that's going to blend in, and even more so if, I can get, let's say a guy works construction. He can get away with more along those lines than, say, David could in his quasi-corporate environment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and me being a computer technician, when I come to someone's house, they expect me to have certain things on me. And for instance, on my key ring, I have a little double pouch. It's was it Case Logic, and it's a double flash drive pouch. So I carry a couple of 32 gig flash drives in there, and they expect me to have certain things and look a certain way. But if I come there just completely decked out to the gills, it's going to bring the wrong kinds of attention. So kind of keep in mind, what environment are you going to be going into, and what would stick out in your environment, and try to avoid that extreme look, if at all possible.
Exactly. And the gray man is something I've always struggled with because I try not to look like I'm paramilitary, but
Exactly.
I do sometimes look like Timmy Tactical, I will admit. But I do make an effort when I'm in crowds or traveling that I do try and obviously when I'm flying I don't have my bag might look tactical, but
Right.
it has no weapons in it because it has cleared TSA. But I do try and not look like I'm coming out of the MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa
So
because you're right.
you generally look like a Inspector Gadget more than
Yeah.
the tactical dude. Then
And the bigger, and I'm a bigger guy with a beard, and I just kind of have that presence about me. So I try and always be careful. I always say, oftentimes because of my size, I fly first class, and I know folks think I'm the air marshal because I'm a guy flying by myself, sitting in seat 2B, which is the prime seat, and I'm there if the plane goes down. So I always started to think if something happens, people look at me. I mean, I've always said I'm any situation I'm in, I'm always willing to help fight the fight, but I'm certainly not the air marshal. But I always worry people are going to look at me and think that's the one right there.
right, and
So,
that's really I try to avoid that. For a while, I fell into and this goes back to our original EDC. I tried to look tactical for a while.
yeah,
I went through this phase in my mid-20s where I tried to have that look. And let me tell you something, guys, and I think David will agree with me here. If you have a situation, ever how rare it may be, if you're on a plane and you have hostage takers, or if you're in an active shooter situation where you're in a mall or whatever, there's a crowd of people, the last thing you want to look like, let me tell you, the last look you want to have is black tactical pants, military boots, A black T-shirt with some "Don't Tread on Me" saying on the back of it, or an AK-47 on the front of it, some black Oakley sunglasses, and a Glock cap. You don't want to be that guy because
No,
you're going to be the first guy to get shot.
exactly.
You're the one that looks like you would be the most threatening, and you're going to get shot. Me personally, I mean, when I'm out and about, I'm not a huge guy. I'm not, but
Hmm.
I look like I work out. So generally, I'll wear shirts that are one size too big for me, and I'll wear a jacket over that. So from 20 feet away, it just looks like I'm a fat guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't look like I work out. I'm just
Hmm.
a regular, everyday guy.
Hmm.
I don't wear a Glock cap or a Smith and Wesson cap, or even though I like them, I don't want to advertise that to the general public. So
I very rarely wear a hat.
well, and
It's rare.
when I do, I'll wear an Apple cap. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And because I'm a computer technician, that's what I wear. But I tend to stay away from the quote tactical garb simply because I don't want to draw that type of negative attention to myself. I'm not worried about the general public necessarily as I am. I'm worried about that one guy who's looking around. And he's already picking out potential threats to himself.
Exactly, and that's what you do want to you do want to avoid that, because if you are in a situation where, God forbid, on a plane or any kind of contained environment where someone wishes to do wrong, they're going to look for those strongest links to just take out first. So, as
Definitely.
much as you can, you do want to kind of blend in. Very true.
Blend in as best you can. Guys, this is by no means an all-encompassing EDC
No.
video. We've barely touched on some of these areas, and we could go into much greater detail on each and every aspect of it, into the electronics
Uh,
aspect, the knives, the guns, the belts. We could probably spend a whole episode just on holsters and belts, and we
yeah.
might at some point. But for right now, that's just a brief overview, and maybe we've touched on some things that you wouldn't have heard otherwise. You've never heard about. Maybe we've introduced you to some new products. Maybe we've given you some ideas, such as that battery backup or
Hmm.
the carabiner David was talking about. Maybe we've given you some ideas. Whatever we can do to help. If you can take some ideas from our video and go with it, by all means. If we helped anybody out, that's what we're here for. So.
It's all about getting ideas and making the system work for you.
Right, and if anybody has any questions or comments, snide remarks, whatever you want to do, down in the comment section below here on YouTube, please rate us on iTunes. We're on iTunes now, the Realistic Prepper Podcast.
Hmm.
We have a Facebook page. If you have any questions, you can leave one for us on our Facebook page, or you can email us at therealisticprepperpodcast@gmail.com. David and I check this email address daily.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions or comments or suggestions for future show topics, let us know. And in the YouTube section down here, please rate, comment, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate everybody watching, and we will see you for episode 10 next time. See you.
Hey guys, it's David. This is March 2015. Wanted to give you an update of my EDC. EDC stands for Everyday Carry. Show you what I carry on my person when I am out and about. And I'm doing this video in conjunction with my podcast. It's called The Realistic Prepper, and that link is down below. So let's get started. Up top, you have a tactical pen. Always good to carry a pen on you, just to have your own pen, but a tactical pen has more purposes. This is a Gerber tactical pen. I like this bit because it has the push button for the ink to come out. I'm sure that didn't sound very technical right there. Has a very good clip on it. It is made out of aluminum. It's very sturdy. You definitely could use this in self-defense, but yet I don't think it looks so tactical that you're going to turn heads. And then, at the very end there has a puncture/glass breaker tip there. So a great pen to carry. Always important to have a flashlight on you. I don't carry one all the time, but I definitely carry one when I'm going out at night. But regardless, one is always near me, whether I'm at my home, my truck, my office, or in my EDC bag, which is a whole different system. This is the Streamlight Stylus Pro. It's a great little flashlight. Not quite sure on the lumens, but I like it because it's just slightly larger than the average pen, and then it has a nice clip right there. Where it clip right into your pocket. though it fits nicely into most jeans or pants. So important to have the flashlight with you. Next is my Benchmade. It's a Griptilian knife. These are the ones that you can have custom made through Benchmade, and it's in the sense that you can pick out the different colors. I picked out blue and black, and got this for Christmas from my wife. So I was very happy and pleased with that knife. I have many different knives that I carry, but I carry this about two or 3 days a week. I have some other Benchmades. I have a Spyderco, so this one's pretty cool. I love the black and the blue. Probably the most popular thing on this table is my everyday carry gun. First things first, gun safety. I do have my concealed weapons permit. You should always check the laws in your state before carrying any type of weapon. But that's a Glock 42 380. It is a smaller round, but it's very comfortable to wear in almost any kind of clothing, whether it's business, casual, and or just walking around. And I have this is a Brada holster. Brada in the waistband holster, extremely comfortable. When I'm wearing this, I mean, I can feel it on me, but I hardly feel like I'm carrying a gun. It is an excellent holster to have on you. I also train with that holster at the gun range, and it's just never had a problem with it. And then I carry a Black Hawk mag holder here too, so always keep that spare mag around. And my wallet is a VanQuest wallet. I forget the exact model of this, but it's great because it's so slim, but it holds a ton of cards. Okay, and it has two ID holders here, which are good for my driver's license, and then my other credentials. Then it has this lining in here that protects you from people that can read your credit cards from various areas with a reader or whatnot. And then right here is my Louis Vuitton, my little fancy Louis Vuitton. It's a business card holder. Always carry your business cards on you. I'm a firm believer, if you can make a hole, you need to patch a hole. So this is my ITS Tactical Trauma Kit. It has a SWAT T tourniquet, and then it has a quick clot in there. Great to carry. This could hold you over till the ambulance comes. I don't always carry this on my person. If I'm wearing cargo shorts or pants that have that has a place for that, I definitely do carry that with me. Otherwise, it is always in my EDC bag, which is always near me. But I wanted to include it in this video for the importance of always having access to something that can patch a hole if you can make a hole. As you've seen on my arm here, I have a very large paracord bracelet on here, and I will link down below if you're watching this on my YouTube channel of where I bought this from. And this really cool guy off of Instagram. I always carry a paracord bracelet. This one's very large and bright. It's casual day here, so that's why I kind of wore this one. But that way, with a paracord bracelet, you always have access to rope and paracord should you need that. Lastly is my keychain. I always carry my keys on a carabiner type keychain so I can clip them to my belt loop. I know it's not the best fashion statement, but it makes for not having to lose your keys or search for them. That's a Night Eyes carabiner, and I have the keys locked on there with a little bit of shrink tubing. And I have some tools here on my keychain. I have a flashlight here. I believe it's by Nightcore. It's got two different modes, and you can recharge it via USB, which is pretty cool. My Leatherman Bruiser, little pry bar bottle opener, just a little mini tool to have there on your keychain. And then a very nice high-pitched whistle. Rape whistle, I guess you'd call it, should you need it. So anyway, guys, this is what I carry on me every day in some capacity or form. Again, I have different knives, different tactical pens, different flashlights. This is, on me sometimes, or in my bag or in my bag. These are almost always with me, as well as the gun. So, but let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have any recommendations on what I should carry, or if I should modify anything I'm carrying, or did I leave something out. And make sure you watch the latest video we did this week for the Realistic Prepper podcast. And when that is live, I will link that down below, where Jack and I discuss the various EDC limitations, pros, cons, scenarios, etc. And this video is also being included as part of that podcast. So I will talk to you later, guys. Bye.